Hello, I'm Father Joe Gambala, pastor of St. Malachy Catholic Church in Sterling Heights, Archdiocese of Detroit. Welcome to Saint of the Day. Now, I think if we're all honest with ourselves, myself included, there are times when we lose our temper. I tend to lose my temper when I'm waiting after a long red light and the person in front of me is waiting to move and it's already turned green, and it's very hard to resist honking the horn and wondering what's taking them. I'll say something like, "By the time you move, Jesus will have returned," or something like that, if I'm being kind. So we all admit that we all have a temper. Well, today's saint had a bit of a temper. Her name was Saint Bertilla. She was born in the 600s of nobility, but she decided to reject her station in the noble life and become a nun. And when she joined the convent, she took the worst jobs. In fact, the job she took first was cleaning out the chamber pots. There's probably no tougher job than that. And then wiping down the sick and feeding the sick and washing the linens. And those were very tough, dirty jobs, but she took them and she did it with great humility. She was a woman of deep prayer, and this impressed the other nuns, so that after many years, they decided that she would make a great abbess. True, she cared deeply about her fellow nuns, but she did have a bit of a temper. And there is a story about one of the nuns who was constantly late for prayer. And the story has it that Bertilla, who's now the abbess, took this nun aside and berated her. I mean, in a very fierce way, and even cursed her for not showing up for prayers. Well, the next day, Bertilla kind of felt bad about the language that she had heard when she heard the chanting of psalms. And she recognized those psalms. And those were the psalms that the nuns chanted when someone had just died. And she found out that it was the nun that she had cursed who had died. And Bertilla was filled with guilt. And she raced to the corpse and she put her hands on the corpse. She prayed to God, "Oh, dear God, send back this woman's soul so I can beg her forgiveness." And God did. And that nun opened her eyes and spoke. And Bertilla begged her forgiveness. And the nun forgave Bertilla.